Right, we're back. Having access to more platinum is nice. Definitely want to replace the palisade with a lumber mill, though. Lumber mills are impressive, and the amount of sheer production they generate. Wolf enclosure. I mean, obviously I'm the largest, so... I'm already building the weather vanes, that's why. I do need to remember to build the wonder that provides water clocks to every city. Free water clocks to every city, should specify. So those are extremely useful. I really don't think I need to specify that. Plus 10% production for free in every city? Yeah. And they will continue to work even if they don't have, even if the prerequisites aren't active at the moment. That city does need a trading post in order to get all the potential construction in. And yes, while there is a set of prerequisites for the thing, for the buildings that many of the cities will not have completed yet, specifically the aqueduct requirement.
Novi super terram. Nothing new above the earth.
I can't believe you used Francis Bacon for as the quote for Attack on Geocentrism. Ah, well. It's honestly kind of funny because I'm pretty sure that quote is about the universality of science. That there's, no such that space probably doesn't have any real difference in how it works compared to the rest of the world. Yeah, let's build a quarry here. I'm probably not going to use the tile, so can't do that. It's too expensive, so. It's fine though. It's just one food production. I've got many other tiles that can do similar things. But yes, the universality of science. There is nothing special about here or on space, at least insofar as the basic rules are concerned. Sure, there is no atmosphere in space, but if space had an atmosphere, the parts relevant to an atmosphere would work exactly the same as it would down here. At least in the basics. And that is part and parcel of the universality of science. Jeez. 5 bald eagles. It's so great to give movement to so many units. Speed. Yeah, right. I gotta remember that bears are very much needed still. In the other places in this continent. Hadrian's Wall. +1 from all engineers. Sure. Oh, that city still needs a big cat enclosure? Okay.
Just as writing can become calligraphy when it's creatively, skillfully, and consciously performed, so can all other activities become art. In this case, we are reflecting upon life itself as an artistic statement, the art of living.
I'm not sure why insurance requires calligraphy, but okay. But yeah, obviously the buildings have requirements that must be fulfilled before they can be built. But if the requirement for their continued function, well, but they also have other requirements like civics or resources. And if the requirements are no longer met, what it does depends on what exactly, for an already existing building. What happens depends on what kind of requirement it is. If it's a building, then the current building will continue to function as is, no problems. And that is okay, and great even. However, if it's a resource or civic requirement, it will stop functioning. Which makes a lot of sense. After all, if you need a crane to build something, if the crane's gone, well, the building's still there. But a factory that produces steel is obviously going to need a constant source of iron to keep going. If it loses that access to that source, yeah, it's really problematic for the continued functioning of the thing. And courthouse. Bunch of cheap buildings, and then courthouse at the end in order to help reduce, well, deal with some things. So I should remember to build the cheap money producers in order to help with that. Ooh, sapphires. A new source. Makes the plot a lot more valuable in commerce, that's for sure. I mean, I'm willing to use it to build a camp, but I would prefer... Nope, nothing. Okay. In the newer city, then. After all, it is further away from actually being able to build it. Okay, what next? Self-heal. You need self-heal. Yeah. It's weird that it's taking from the mountain, but I guess it's out of... Yeah, if it's out of good... buildings, well, tiles, or specialists. If it's out of good specialists, of course it's gonna canvas every available tile. And apparently it doesn't produce as much culture for whatever reason, so it doesn't have very many tiles to work with. That's just an owl. It's not particularly dangerous. Stop, there's more barbs that I need to deal with. Horseman and a... Okay, a brute's not... a brute isn't dangerous. But a horseman? Yeah. I'm going to have to deal with that at some point. Soonish. no trouble. At all. It's quite nice when it's that easy. It's been downgraded to lumberjack. Great. Well, speed up construction. That community garden. Yeah, unlike later Civ games, the Civ 4 music is not specific to each uh, Civ, so this is the music that plays for this era. Yeah, that's it. There's nothing more to it. You know what? Where's the African culture one? Do I even need to build the African culture in the city? Yes, okay. I think it might be time to set up the last settlement here. Okay, where's composite archer and the settlers here? There's a surprising number of units that cost more than a settler. Oh. It's almost scary. The calligraphy school is decisively not worth it until later. Don't worry, it will become great. As you can see by the list of the numbers below it, the list of numbers below it. Already with aesthetics, it will turn from a +1/+1 to +2 science, +4 culture base. Although the maintenance cost is still rather high. So excuse me if I'm not amazingly enthusiastic about it. I probably should start doing the dance stuff too. 'Cause it's obvious that city doesn't have it. Oh wow, that was a lot of crime. Okay. Market scales. Oh, I still haven't built the trading post here, have I? Courthouse, town patrol. That combo should be enough to handle most of it. I'll build an officium eventually, but I can handle the increased unhappiness. I need more cash in the treasury. Even it will take 800 turns for it to fade.
You don't need to pray to God anymore when there are storms in the sky, but you do have to be insured.
More trade routes. Yep, down to aesthetics again. Well, time to get a bunch of great artists. That's the question. Do I want to go for a religion at all, or... So at least give me something new to do. Some part the game has decayed a bit into build this, build this, build this. Avoid doing that. And all that. It would cost more gold to rush the building. Even if I have zero plans on doing so. Ooh, I can put a lumber mill here? It's tough to tell, but there are trees on the tile, so... Just double checking. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that I will get those two great artists before I get anything else. I'm not sure if the great artists are actually going to be that useful, though. I'm not sure if they have any wonders associated with them that I can build. To be precise, national wonders is what I'm talking about. Lumber camp. Give me ludicrous amounts of production, please. The city definitely needs production. Okay, enough of that. There we go. Every city has walls now. There, I was wondering when you were going to have me do the city thing. There we go. Okay, back at the capital. I just wanted to check on the crime, that's all. I had a better idea of what was necessary. River Authority. Upgrade that to an officiate. Actually, I don't really need to, because all it does is give me one more happiness. It'll upgrade itself eventually. On its own. I just wanted the River Authority. But then again, I have the previous version, so I don't actually need it much. However, I could use a disease reducer. Let's make a soap maker. That's cheap. And I can build a water tower in order to try and reduce flammability a bit. For cheap. Road signs. City desperately needs good sources of culture, though. That should be good for now. I mean, it is built in a hilly region, so very hilly region. And if I remember correctly, a realistic culture spread has a particularly easy time with flatland, tough time with hills, and mountains are extremely difficult to get into your cultural borders. And trees like to get in the way too. A lot.
Art for art's sake is an empty phrase. Art for the sake of truth, art for the sake of the good and the beautiful, That is the faith that I am searching for.
Oh, there it is. Tradition. Aesthetic appreciation. Plus 2% culture in all cities. Free aesthetic appreciation promotion for combat workers. And -2 of both types of pollution per turn. I think aesthetic appreciation is actually a debuff. Slight, but it does improve pollution on the tiles. And to be honest, it's fine. The workers tend to do their jobs quickly enough. And then I can pick some random city to build it in. The snake charmer is no longer useful. It's better to build the snake pit. At least if I'm looking for more science, which I generally am. Used to be that the snake charmer was better, but with literature it no longer produces science, so. Yeah. Tech does not just improve buildings, it also worsens them. For example, as time goes on, slavery starts off as extremely helpful, but actively gets worse and worse on your empire. Which is why I don't even bother. It's usually not worth it. Beyond, you know, being an atrocity towards the very concept of humanity. Anyway. A lot of animals down here, so I wonder when a ranger's gonna come in and start sweeping the area clean again. Just gotta check to make sure there aren't any available slots. Nope, okay. Paula? Nope, can't do anything special with the antelope then. Sad. No antelope herd or anything of the like. Would have been nice, I guess, but... Lead ore. Oh hey, some silver. Nice, when it lands on a mine that's already active. That's great. Best to build zebra herds. The camps can be built later, as always. And there we go, great person.
All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts.
That costume shop's gonna give me a lot of money. No, it's all the way in musical notation. Jeez. Yeah, I'm putting off that decision on whether or not to build that until I get through that. I'll grab a religion until I get through the rest of the text. And if I do, what religion to grab? Because on the other hand, it would be yet another activity for me to slow down my turns. I'm already doing a lot getting the enclosures and everything done with, so that I have a massive boost to my technological capabilities when the time comes in the Renaissance era to obtain scientific method and biology. The Smiths will also help provide some more money. I doubt there are any mercenaries that can actually take the remains, so I don't think I will bother. At least not until I build a new city. I've got enough to be able to deal with that. Oh, I do already have the dances. Okay, get me 3 bards here. Yeah. Someone requires a camp or a boxing kangaroo or something, right? Can't build a camp yet. Doesn't that require ancient customs? That takes way too long. I'm probably gonna get kangaroo by then again. Oh yeah, drama and poetry also add another 1-3 each. So once everything's set and done, 4 science, 12 culture, base. Don't forget that I also have a multitude of other factors to deal with that have their own influences on those numbers. Locksmith, that's an important one. That always is an important one. Fishium, steelmaker, courthouse. That should be enough to deal with all the crime in the city. Okay, and now shift the courthouse to the end of the list. I will be building it, that's for sure. Oh, great, the courthouse moved, didn't it? Nope, just didn't appear again. Let's get a locksmith as well. Locksmith is a good building. Yeah, so I should be able to build a mountain line up there. No trouble at all. Wonder if there's a reason. Once again, forgot a trading post. Just want to make sure the production is used effectively. Oh, what's the new thing? Barley. Ooh, barley. Barley, barley, barley. Where's that barley? Yes! Barley's amazing. I need to bring that worker back so that I can fix that on up. Okay, so it's pretty much every other city that needs these. Okay, so Suva doesn't need any, nor does Saipon. I'm assuming the capital doesn't. What does Normia? Huh? Why don't I handle the dances for that? Oh well. Dark Frog? Right, another settler combo. Pretty sure, yeah, my finances should be able to handle another city without many issues. Oh yeah, right. Where is that? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Free water clock in every city. That's going to be so helpful to have.
Music be the food of love. Play on.
And obsoletes the moon and nature dance. Lovely. Okay, I won't need that many more parts. I still have the war dance. And the blood dance. Savannah, so. Oh yeah, I can do the epics. Let's head over to there. That city is probably not going to have many national wonders anytime soon, so. Okay, as for location, yeah, it's necessary to build something down here. Probably here, so I can take advantage of sea trade. With a greater amount of efficiency. God, it's so strange. I could build a mountain mine here, but not in any other tile. Yeah, I don't know how to explain it. Perhaps this tile has some resource in it that I have not unlocked visibility for, so that is my best explanation for why I can build a mountain mine on that tile, but not any other tile. It's still extremely odd in my eyes as to why that would be possible, but... In the end, there's only so much I can do. I don't. I cannot, nor need to, explain everything. Yeah, I'm running out of things to do. Well, I guess I can send you over to here to at least mine that tile for even more production. Anyway, aesthetic appreciation. The hell's Constantinople doing? Ah, it's finished. It's done. Okay. So far, there is zero reason to actually do much of anything. But down the line, as the city grows and expands, yeah. However, top priority for Constantinople is to build up its productive capability. That's part one. I'll get to whatever a Polis Council is eventually. Oh no! How terrible. Head down here. That's going to be the new city. The city after that will be like... I don't know, maybe that is not far enough. But again, it is pretty far, so... 3 here. And there would be plenty of room for a city somewhere in this area, like maybe here-ish where the sugar is, or perhaps the elephants. Yeah, the sugar's a good spot. Time to work towards getting Mountaineer on that ranger. Because having Mountaineer is actually helpful. Even if eventually it is likely to grow completely useless. Crime. Naval shipping warehouse. I may need to build something that can lower crime a bit. Yeah. Guard tower. You know what? Instead of that, the treasury is far more valuable of a building. Chalk gatherer, stone quarry. Rock dust gatherer. Let me get those silk fibers. I'm fairly certain the silk fibers don't actually do much of anything. And then give me even more gold. Yeah. Yep. Tapestry Maker's Workshop. More gold. And that one's already a bit of a gold mine as it is anyway, so. I very much appreciate any additional assistance I can provide. Oh, I need to take a look at crime and disease. Town Patrol. River Authority. That combo should be fine. Sewer system. There has to be a city that's missing a deer herd, right? Yes. I'll lose out on a bit, but having the barley. Oh, yeah, that's gonna be great. Pretty sure. Yeah, this is fine. Yep. Camp. Okay. There you are, okay. Think? Shouldn't? Yes. I could dance. The water clock will come in automatically. In a while. It will definitely take a while, but... Neither crime nor disease are a problem, so I can focus on... building up some money providers. Yeah, music just stopped. Great. Wonderful. Okay, I need the butchery.
One ring to rule them all. One ring to find them. One ring to bring them all. And in the darkness, fight them.
I mean, since the city, the capital is kind of military building central. Heroic epic. Yeah, it's not part of the base game. Vanilla game, I should say. I'm not even sure if the National Wonder System was in base game Civ 4. Probably? Yeah, probably. It's one of those things that would not make sense at all outside of it. Jeez, that's a lot. Locksmith. It's pretty vital to bring down crime. Childcare hut, water burials, laundry hut. Bomber, soap maker. That should be enough. Butchery. Fish traps. Maker. Yeah, let's build all these. Community garden. Fishmonger. Weather vanes. Brothel produces too much gold to say no to. Market scales, locksmith. There's the courthouse. Can't believe I haven't made the zeal maker yet. That's being rectified. I also need to deal with disease. There. That should be good for a start on that city. I mean, it's unsurprisingly my budget's doing that bad. Considering the number of cities that still haven't finished setting up their production. And of course you get here first. Where is the archer? Toucan, Okapi. They can't attack cities. There's a mining camp. Rotten growth is actually less efficient, but not by much. The difference is so small that I think the +1 production provided is going to actually make that better. It's just speed. Can be better to build a slightly less efficient building if it gets done faster. Noticeably faster. What does the water wheel do? Ah, okay. Provides some food and a bit of production. Generally speaking, it usually ain't worth it. Yeah. I should finish up soon though. Lead mine? Let me get that calligraphy stuff through. Don't need to do the crime dealio stuff. In fact, I may have overcorrected. Market. Yeah, that should be fine for the time being. I could do more later. Yeah, let's turn that into a village tile. I'd rather not build a farm on a spot that lacks irrigation, because that hinders the productivity by a bit. It really isn't by much, but I'd still rather avoid it if at all possible. But yeah, I've unlocked the culture slider. And now that I know of no other civs, I can no longer invest into espionage. That's what happens when you conquer the known world. You don't need to pay for your spies anymore. But yes, I am producing more culture than I am science. Which is obviously an issue and shall be rectified by... It's not really that big of a deal, actually. Jeweler, and then market scales immediately to overcome the issues. I need a town patrol. That's the only explanation. Market. I guess an efficient. No, I don't think I need the officium. I do need something to deal with the disease. Water burials, Balmer, soap maker, ice house, ancient vet. Brothel should be fine. Yeah, okay. That should be a decent enough combination of reductions involved. Okay. Let me handle Constantinople, the city of the world's desire, forever in my hands. Okay, left production. Oh, wow. Even the farm elephant isn't actually... Yeah, it's most efficient to handle this like that. This. And I'm wary of doing anything more without... Hmm. I... Well, the locksmith's available, which requires a trading post. So... The trading post is already built. I don't need to worry about it. Forge after. Okay. Yep, nothing more. Alright, classical era is almost done. I may decide to pick up a religion. Although it's weird how, so far only 4 religions have been picked up. I would have expected more by now. But I don't know how far behind anyone else is because, well, I have no metric to compare it to with now. I'm also pretty close to getting another Great Hunter. Well, there's a chance I get a Great General, but that's unlikely. Yep, all the land tiles are being worked. And once I have finished setting up Constantinople's production, which will take probably a couple hundred turns, there's only so much I can do. I can then set it up to start settling the rest of the Byzantine continent. And possibly also this island. I'm not sure if I'm going to have that be a regular city or a Middle East. Probably a Middle Eastern city. I believe 5 are needed in order to incorporate the culture in. Let me just pick the culture. So they're all sanctuaries. Okay, free CAC African in every city. Requires CL 7 of 3 total in each city. Native culture. Okay. Okay, yep. Let me check Constantinople just so I can understand. Uh, does that mean I no longer have access to the Middle Eastern stuff? Yeah. Well, no. I think CL is still hidden away in here. Though maybe in, yeah. CL Middle Eastern. Okay, so I can spread it. But it's going to take some time before the incorporation of... I need 3 cities. Okay. I need 3 Middle Eastern cities before the culture starts spreading up. The potential is available. Okay. There. I fully understand now. So yeah. I mean, this is going to take some time to get built up, and there's also the issue of animals, but with time and effort, it can be done. And I am also finishing, well, continuing the colonization. One more city in the coastline of the home continent should be filled in. It will take like 2 or 3 more cities in order to fill in the interior, though. Because there's space up here, there's space around here, and over here, and, you know, in here. There's also the wish to ensure that every city has access to water one way or another. River access would be best, though not 100% necessary. Very much preferable, though. Yeah. I'll probably plop a city here. Seems like the most reasonable location to put it. Yeah, right there in order to get the best access to the mountain range and tiles. I'll probably place another city here. It's right up against fresh water. And then maybe one over here in this valley. Yeah, I think that's the best way to get almost, if not all, the tiles exploited. Or perhaps further up north. I could put all the ice right here. And there's these inland tiles over here. Maybe I could move it a bit further that way. Nah, if I move it too far. But the exact nature doesn't really matter. I also need to colonize the island over here. The islands down here. All of these have room for 1 good city. I could try doing 2 not so great cities, but I prefer to. Yeah. Anyway, I've gone on long enough. I'll see you again next time. Until then, bye.